Okay, here we go with track number 5, and it's a 24-bar blues in the key of G, and it uses a fairly standard figure that's used in this kind of sort of funky jazzy kind of blues type stuff. And what basically happens is we move through 3 key centres, as normally happens with blues, and it goes like this. Basically what happens is we go from G to F, but the G stays in the bass. So we get this kind of, that effect happening, okay? But when we play the rhythm, we just play the chords if we want to. When it changes, it goes up from C to B flat, same shapes. Then it moves back to the G figure. Then it moves up to D, down to C. Then C down to B flat. Then it goes down G to F. And then one more time. And all the time, whichever the first chord is, will be the bass note that will keep playing. So even when it's the C to B flat, it'll be this. When it goes back to G, you still get that D. C, B flat, the C will be there. G, F, G, F. Okay, so let me just go around the progression once and I'll count it out for you so you can hear which chords appear where. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4, 13, 2, 3, 4, 14, 2, 3, 4, 15, 2, 3, 4, 16, 2, 3, 4, 17, 2, 3, 4, 18, 2, 3, 4, 19, 2, 3, 4, 22, 3, 4, 21, 2, 3, 4, 22, 2, 3, 4, 23, 2, 3, 4, 24, 2, 3, 4, and back. Okay, rhythm-wise, that would be one of the things we were playing exactly as I did there, throughout there, just playing the chords. And the other thing would be to do one of 2 things, to play a figure like this. Okay, which you could follow and maybe play the root of the next chord. And just go with the chords, but basically you could play that one all the way through. And I probably would. I'd probably play a figure like that. And just a little tip, there's no real rhyme or reason how to come up with these funky type things. If you've got a chord progression that you've come up with, or you're playing on a friend's record or demo or something, and you start playing something like this, go for the root note first and see if it will work through everything. And just, if you want to, just change it when it gets to a chord and the chord doesn't like that note, and then just go to the one that your ear tells you to. So, in other words, if you're there and then the next chord comes up and it sounds like you want to go there, we'll go there. But try and keep that root in all the time if you can, because it really gives it a nice sort of percussive effect and helps it drive along a lot more. Okay, so that's the rhythm part over. Let's look at some solos. Okay, so we've learnt lots already from the other tracks that we can use in a track like this, but I'm going to show you a little trick here which I think works really well for this type of thing and helps us to be able to play over the chords really well too. We're going to use pentatonic like we did before for G. We're going to use some of the major notes as well, I think we discussed before. But what we're going to do is we're going to, every time we move to the next chord, in other words, we start on G, when we move up to C, we're just going to move this pattern up a tone. It's going to be exactly the same shape as the minor pentatonic, but with one difference. The emphasis is not going to be on this note, which it normally is. It's going to be on this note. Okay, why? Because it's the C. And it actually makes this a major pentatonic, but if you don't want to concern yourself with the theory, basically you move the whole shape up a tone and just make your emphasis the C note. So you see how I'm making the emphasis there as opposed to... Because immediately that sounds like A minor now, but here... Okay, that way the emphasis becomes C major. When we come to the D part, we move it up again. So basically we've got the same pentatonic shape moving up a whole step each time, the only difference being on the first chord that we play, that note will be the emphasis, the G, and on the second two shapes, it will be that note there within the progression that's going to be the emphasis. And we play all the same type of bluesy licks that we've played so far, but just move up a tone every time you hit that next chord. And it's a great way to kind of address the chord and letting the listener know that it's arrived within your soloing as opposed to just the backing track. Okay, so we basically just moved up that shape in tones, and a couple of things I did there, just did some chromatic stuff, and chromatic stuff is something that you can experiment with. All I do, I didn't really learn this from anybody, I just basically took one note in the scale and another note in the scale and then kind of went chromatically between it, and I'd normally slide into the first one. If I'm playing in G there, I'll often do that one. So I'll get a lick like... So what I'll do is I just slid up to that 5th fret on the D string, played 4th on the G, then played 3rd on the B, came down chromatically from that 8B to 3rd B, sorry, from that 6B to 3rd B, then played 5th on the G and then hammered from 3rd on the G to 4th for that major 3rd, then went chromatically down from, excuse me, 5th to 3rd on the D, then chromatically down again from 5th to 2nd on the A. And that's a typical type of lick I do. And then I do those quite a lot. And then just move between those shapes, going up a tone each time we arrive at a new chord.